And good evening, everybody. Big Michael D sitting behind the mic again. We have a special guest, Ron from New York. Ron, tell us what it's like up that way.
Up this way. Well, not too far from Albany, the capital, and Columbia County. About 100 people have been affected, maybe 100 or a little over, and just maybe 7, 8 deaths. I can't quite remember exactly what it was, but it's nothing like the city, which they're most concerned with, like especially Queens. You know, it's really bad down there. But we're okay up here, and we have to wear masks when we go into the stores, just like the governor tells us we have to. We have to stay 6 feet apart. It's like my brother Roger said, it's 6 feet apart or 6 feet under. But that's the way it goes up here. But the thing I'm most concerned with, though, is, well, the economy's pretty bad when people can't work and stuff like that. But these kids being out of school and everything like that, and a lot of them don't have computers at home, and they can't keep learning. And I don't know how they're going to pass on to the next grade. But I would say the kids that don't have computers at home, they could open the schools to them and give the teachers their jobs back. And the few that don't have computers could be 6 feet apart and wearing face masks in the classrooms. And there could be school for them. I don't see why they don't do that.
Well,
any other questions?
Well, I agree with you, Ron. How do you think the governor is handling everything up that way?
Well, he's handling things okay, but he doesn't have to be on TV that much, you know. He interrupts, who knows? I mean, he interrupts programs on TV to be on all the time and everything like that. And he really doesn't have to do that. But, so he comes on before noon. If he came on at noon and did his thing until 12:30 or 1, that would be better. But he just comes right on, sometimes at 11 in the morning, 11:30, quarter to 12, interrupts programming. I think people get a little upset about that because we're all closed in. Most of us are in the homes, and we want to watch TV and we want to watch our programs. But that's about it. You know, I mean, I'm sure he's doing a good job and everything like that, but his timing is not so good. So that's all I've got to say about it. Yeah.
I can agree with that. You're right about that. Now, I've heard that he sent some ventilators back, which they are in dire need of. Is that true?
Well, I think he sent over to New Jersey because they need them. But ventilators are not going to answer this problem. People are dying on the ventilators. I mean, they've got to find a way that they can treat this dry cough and all that and get rid of it. And the ventilators aren't really working that well for the people, especially the older people that are very much affected by this. Some woman that nobody's listening to came up with something. It's similar to what those air sickness pills are. When people get air sick,
right,
flying on the airline, they take these pills. There's an ingredient in those pills that will help people get better. And this virus thing causes kind of an air sickness effects to a person. And whatever's in those pills can help people. I mean, those pills are only about $2 a bottle right now. Or not a bottle, but a package, you know, those pills.
Right.
And they find out that they work, they'll go up to $50 package, right? So anyway, whatever. They'll be on prescription.
Well, yeah, so what you're saying is you think that it would heal people that have coronavirus? That's what you're saying?
Say that again. You know,
I said, so what you're saying is you think that the pill, the air sickness pill, will cure the people?
It would be better to put them on ventilators. It would take away all I know she goes on Facebook and stuff like that. She's got her message on that, and it's being sent all around right now. But go ahead.
All right. I agree with you, Ron. I agree with you. No. So, Ron, you were saying, Ron?
Yeah.
What about the children who don't have any computers? So, Ron, how is it that the government's not stepping in, is it, and not getting these children who's supposed to be in class laptops so they can be homeschooled by their teacher from his or her house? Are they not stepping in?
I'm not sure that's the way it works, that the teachers on the computer with their own students and everything. They probably are instructed to go to certain websites where they can learn their history and math and whatever else they have to do. But the thing is that, as I said before, a lot of these kids do not have laptops and PCs and stuff like that at home. And they're the kids that you'll find out on the streets and stuff like that, just playing like nothing's going on. And that's pretty dangerous, too, because they can get this virus and carry it to older people to die from it. The kids would hardly be affected by it, just a little bit of a cold or maybe a bad cold. But they would survive it, and older people wouldn't. So they can be carriers of this. And kids are pretty bored, you know, especially the ones that don't have the laptops and can't be schooled at home. So, as I said before, they could be in classrooms with their teachers, everybody wearing face masks and 6 feet apart or more. And, you know.
And if people can't afford a laptop, or they can't get them a laptop, why don't they just use their phones?
If they have even the right kind of to use, if they have the right, you know, not just, you know, simple phones, but the NAACP is looking into this and seeing how the minority club handling this. They had a town hall meeting, a national town hall meeting with a senator or two in there. I missed it. It was at 7 o'clock this evening on April 22nd. And I suppose they reached some kind of agreement. I personally think that that when school starts in again, maybe mid-May or something like that, that these kids go to school into part of the summer, so they have enough credits and everything to go to the next grade. Maybe they could go into most all of June and maybe just take a couple of months vacation for the summer and then come back to school again, and things will be carried on as normal as long as the virus doesn't come back.
That's if we have a cure for it by that time, wouldn't you say?
What they're calling cure. Do we really trust these shots and everything that they're kind of come up with? I mean, really?
Well, I have my pros and cons about that part, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I have my pros and cons about that one, and I'm sure everybody out there has their pros and cons about it.
Well, can I discuss this in it?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Whatever. Because I don't want it mandated for everybody. If people don't want to take it, I can't blame them. They've never had these inoculations in their lives. They don't need them. They're not prone to getting sick that way. I personally have never had the flu in my life. I've had a cold or two or a bad cold sometimes, but never the flu. And people that never had the flu, when they give blood, like to the American Red Cross, their blood can be given to babies. Now, if everybody gets this shot, this inoculation, I don't think people that get flu shots they can get blood, but that blood won't go to babies because they've been given partially the flu, and it's in their blood. So I have big arguments about mandating that everybody gets this so-called coronavirus shot. I have my reservations about that. We're supposed to be a free country, free to choose.
That we are.
I don't want them making it that we can't be free to choose. So, go ahead.
That we are. We are a free country. We can choose to do whatever we do.
I think the choice is going to be either take the nation or jail. That's your choice. So we're free to choose. So
Muhammad Ali had the same choice. He could fight or he could go to jail. He picked to go to jail.
That's right.
He didn't believe in killing.
He doesn't want to kill people. He just wants to beat their brains out, you know? So anyway. But anyway, that's a whole other story. I felt kind of sorry for him, though, that he was conscientious objector, and he didn't do that. He didn't even want to go in the service as being a medic or anything like that. You know? He was being drafted, and hey, either accept the draft or you look, right. I remember that. Go to jail or Canada, right?
Those were the options back in the day. But some people
back in the day. Now we have our modern things to face, our modern day problems, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the way, you might not know this, but in 1960, when Dwight Eisenhower was leaving office, back in 1960, in a speech he made, you can get that speech online. In his parting speech, he told us to beware of the military-industrial complex. That was a mouthful. That's what actually runs the world right now. No country runs any part of the world without having a strong army, nowadays Air Force, Navy, all that stuff. In other words, they have fighting men and women. That not only makes a nation. The biggest part of this military-industrial complex, a big part, is Big Pharma. And they used to be, the only thing bigger than pharma was the travel industry. Now the travel industry is practically ruined, and Big Pharma is sticking its big head up. So you want to see what happens, how Big Pharma is going to be running the world. That's all I've got to say, okay?
Sorry to cut you off like that, Ron, but it's that time again. We're getting the eye where we came to another end of our segment. I especially want to thank all of our brave fighting men and women who fight for this country of ours, as well as those first responders and the doctors and the nurses, may I add. Okay? I just take my hat off to you. And God bless each and every one of you. With that being said, I hope to broadcast again tomorrow at 6 p.m. if God wills it. But until then, stay healthy, eat good, listen to your parents, and goodbye. And don't forget, I'm Michael D. Goodbye.